What's up? What's happening, Credit Clears family?
Hey, hey, hey. All right. So, you know what to do if you have already signed up in here, you already tuned in. Definitely let us know that you are in here. Also, take this time to share, and tag. Somebody else out there might need this information just as much as you do. And what we're not about to do is be haters in these streets.
Man, these streets.
Well, I feel like I ran a mile or something. Dun. Hey, everybody.
What's up? I'm Enjoy. What's up, Roger? Catrice, how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Yes. Glad to see y'all in here. And
Mhm.
definitely thank y'all for tagging people that you know could use this information, as well as I see some of y'all shared it. Thank you. Do. How's everybody Monday going?
I feel like a Wednesday.
Right? 'Cause it really do.
I think as time went forward. Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you lost the
Mhm.
hour.
Did we?
Did we?
But you lost what, an hour of nighttime?
Mm-hmm. All right. Also, if you are on our YouTube channel, hey Justin, I see you on there.
Justin, what's up, bro?
Definitely make sure that you have subscribed, that you got your notifications on, and definitely comment when you hear something, when something feeling in your spirit. Go on and click it.
No,
I'm on one tonight.
yeah, that's me.
Now, seriously, everybody that is tuned in, please go ahead, take this time to share, and tag. Um, Definitely do not be no hater in these streets.
In these
We
streets.
are all about winning. We trying to get y'all all to level up. That's what we're doing all 2022. So definitely share this information with your loved ones. Share it with a hater. Let them let them get in on this. They can't do it like you. It's okay.
Mhm. So what's up? You ready to get started?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Hey Nisha,
Hey, what's up? What's happening, Credit Clears fam? I am your bro, Keem,
and I'm your girl Kyra.
and we are Credit Cleanse.
Yes, we are.
So some of y'all are going to call us financial literacy experts. Others are going to say credit repair experts. Either way, we just trying to strive to be professionals with that personal touch. Since we started this thing, we've been featured in numerous media outlets, y'all. I'm talking about front page of the newspaper. Look, mama, I made it. Your son is famous in these streets. Multiple magazine articles, including Tex Appeal. We had features on the radio. Shout out to Trader Chocolate Jock. We've had
Boo.
advertisements on the radio. We've won a bunch of awards, a slew of awards. Some of the best small business in Central Texas
Go
in
this
multiple
way, Kim.
categories. What about now?
Yes.
The best small business in Central Texas in multiple categories. We were the best in business services, best small business of the year, and we have our own book on Amazon. Shameless plug, Kyra. No shame.
Yes. So before I get to that, I also want y'all to know that we were voted best in Central Texas for financial services, for notary
Mm,
public, for
mm,
accounting, and for
mm.
credit counseling service. So just add those in there too. We got our accolades. But back to the book. Our book on Amazon is called Stop Paying Their Mortgage and Start Paying Your Own. Of course, we know that is a long title, but all you have to do is type in credit cleanse. That's credit with a K, cleanse with the K, and this book will pull up. If home ownership is the goal, guys, this is the book for you. It takes you down through there, not only to help you cleanse that credit, what you need to do when it comes to your student loans. Also, it is going to break down the debt to income ratio. It's going to tell you about programs in your area that can help you with the down payment assistance as well as your closing costs, and a tons more. Like I said, if home ownership is the goal, this is the book for you.
Big facts, big facts. So if you know Credit Cleanse, which I'm sure you do, y'all know we do coaching and mentoring. Also, we get coached and mentored, right? Shout out to the GOAT coach. Our coach Marcus Blandon actually sits on the board for Experian as a subject matter expert, along with being a real estate guru, crypto, and all that other good stuff. So when it comes to this particular craft, when we talk about this credit thing, we talk about this finance thing, you ain't really good at this. You low key fire at it. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Pick a big, strike a match, light a candle. You know what I'm saying? Have a seance, whatever you do. But again, you can call us financial literacy experts. You can call us credit repair experts. But we prefer to be called bridge builders because we're going to find out where you are, where you want to be, and we're going to bridge that gap, baby. In most cases, that's financial.
All right. So definitely thanks everybody that are tuned in right now. Thanks for all the ones that have tagged someone or shared it so others can get in on this information as well. But we want to make sure our audio is good. So if you can't hear us and y'all are ready to go ahead and put the ones in the comments. One, one, one,
Put
one,
one in
one.
the chat. Put one in the chat.
Yes, yes, yes. One thing about us, we definitely love for y'all to be actively engaged. The more active y'all are, the more sauce we are giving to y'all so that y'all can be winning in these streets. Of course, if there's no engagement, no activeness at all, we'll shut this bad boy down because at the end of the day, we out here winning in these streets. But it wouldn't be right if we didn't let y'all in on everything we know so that y'all can be winning in these streets as well. All right, I need them ones rolling in. Y'all know we like them ones. One, 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 one. Yeah.
No, I guess only Justin and Tanisha and DT Smith. They the only ones ready. They the only ones that can hear us. It's cool.
Right.
Maybe y'all probably got some like buffalo chicken sauce on your fingers or something. You don't want to press one. I feel you.
Want to shut this thing down though? I need a
You
couple
don't.
more ones out here. I see Catrice.
You
She
don't.
put her one. I need a couple of more ones out here before we get started. Guys, we giving y'all this information for the free 99. We come here to motivate, to inspire y'all, to level y'all up, to show y'all that you do not have to be working from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. just to be winning out here in these streets. It doesn't take much to get to 6 figures and it doesn't take much to get to 7 figures. But we ain't going to be doing all that, giving y'all all this sauce, giving y'all all this information if y'all can't even just press 1. I need the ones rolling in.
Okay. There we go. That's more like it. See, look, y'all done sent on the tangent. Come back, Kyra. Come back. So now, when it comes to business, when it comes to your personal goals, whatever it is, whatever your leveling up looks like in your life, just know you will be tested. You will be tested. So one of the big things, so Kyra, how you want to open this up? Because I was just about to jump up.
Go ahead. Yeah, jump in.
Trey Songz, dive in it. So one of the first things that's going to be tested is your relationships. They either will be tested, and it means like you might split apart from some people and y'all come back later, or those relationships will be destroyed. That's just the nature of the beast. Kyra, can you think of like a personal time where you felt like you was leveling up in your life, and then you know some of your relationships was tested?
Yes. All relationships were tested. Our relationship was tested. Yeah. Anytime that I feel like I've learned something and I'm trying to give it to other people, it's been times in there where either they didn't want to believe or they wanted to bring me back down to their level. It doesn't mean that they were intentionally doing that. It's just because of the fear of the unknown. So those relationships got tested because as I grew, some of the things that we had in common, we no longer had in common.
Facts. And one of the big things is actually being in a personal relationship or like those really intimate relationships. It could be like your best friend. Y'all could have been rocking since like 3rd grade. You know what I'm saying? This is your everyday friend. But as soon as you decide that you want better for your life, like now it's an issue. And one of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to conform to what they're talking about, or they're going to conform to what you're talking about. Hakeem, what does that mean? That means either you're about to level up with me in life, or I got to get you out of my life because you're holding me back.
Facts.
How many of y'all decided, you know what, I'm about to go to school. I'm about to get me a house. I'm about to start a business. And somebody tells you, man, you don't need to do that because insert excuse.
Mm-hmm.
I know such and such. He tried to do the same thing. She tried to do the same thing. It ain't work out for him.
Better stick with what you know.
Why you acting brand new?
Anybody else out there ever had that happen to them? Like
anybody else ever have that happen to them? Give me a 2 in the chat.
2.
Somebody in your life felt like he was acting brand new, or you feel like certain people in your life was holding you back from your newfound goals. And what's crazy is now we talk about leveling up, and I want you to level up, but it's okay for you to feel that guilt. It's natural. It's like it will make you feel bad that you're leaving these relationships behind. It's like, man, but this is my best friend. Like, we've been cool since Dragon Tales. We used to watch Arthur together after school. Whatever your age bracket is, it's okay. That is a part of growth. And you have to determine, what do you want more? Do you want to hold on to that particular relationship or that particular connection? Or do you want what you know is out there for you? It's up to you. But I want to break it down and tell you why they get frustrated. People not mad that you want to go off and do your own thing. What they're mad about is that you're a mirror to them, right? You're a mirror for them. And now you're reflecting to them their inadequacy. You're reflecting to them the stuff that you're like, well, I know I can do better, but I don't really want to. And as long as I have somebody that's with me in this same pot, then okay, I'm cool. But now you're making them uncomfortable because you're making them take a hard look at their life. You're making them take a hard look at their shortcomings. And don't nobody want to look in the mirror like that. You know what I'm saying? When you first wake up in the morning, you ain't trying to look in the mirror.
Facts.
You got that
big
old head.
I actually like how I look in the morning. It's during the day.
See what you want to
do. Okay.
You want to level up though. But not everybody's. No, when I say a mirror, like nobody wants to look at themselves. Facts. We don't want to look at ourselves, and that's why we like to watch TV and judge other people from afar. You know what I'm saying? Why is she wearing that dress? Why is he doing that? It's easy to talk about somebody else's life versus your own. And now you're gonna make them. You're gonna put it in their face, and you're gonna make them look at themselves. Oh no, who are you? How dare you? Gotta talk to me about that mirror. Talk about making people uncomfortable.
It's all the time. No, growing up, I used to feel like it was a bad thing though. If I knew something, I tried to let others know, but then they always told me, they was like, oh, she acting like she's a know-it-all, when really I wasn't even doing that at all. I'm like, okay, if I know this, I want you to know this as well, so we can come up together. So before, I used to kind of like shut myself down just because I knew that it made other people uncomfortable. Or I would put my stuff on the back burner and just conform to whatever they have going on. So even though I was already past that or I wasn't there anymore, I'm like, no, let me go ahead and do this because they're doing it, trying to fit in. But honestly, what it was is just me being a mirror to, like you said, and they're having to look at their self and be like, okay, why am I not, getting up there? Like, I went to nursing school. At this time, I'm 19, but 19, have a kid. I'm in nursing school and stuff like that. But my friends were still partying, clubbing, you know what I'm saying? Smoking, blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't into that anymore. But what would I do when it comes to Friday, Saturday? Even though I really wasn't into that anymore, I was there. So, yeah, I finally had to look at myself and just be like, hey, maybe this ain't that same relationship as before. So it's okay to grow, meet other people that are where I'm at. And it's okay to still be a friend, but just not be that friend.
What's crazy is I can definitely relate because I've been there through that part of your journey, and I went through it myself. And what's crazy is it gets to a point where even if you're trying to help them, they can't even understand your intentions.
Mm-hmm.
Prime example. So in 2020, I went to Oklahoma to visit one of my Army buddies. When we were in the military together, like this is my ace. We was always together. You know what I'm saying? We was like two breasts, always hanging together. I'm just saying. When I went out there to actually visit him, he wasn't doing so well. He wasn't the person that I remember him to be. He had a lot of personal issues going on. I ain't gonna spell it out too much. So I wanted to take him away from all of that. So I was like, hey, I took him out of his town and we went to the big city. Went to the big city, we hanging out. Like, come on, bro, let's get a hotel. We got a hotel. I was taking him out to eat. We were just hanging out. We wanted to go see some of his people out there. You know what I'm saying? I was having fun. We was catching up. And at some point in the trip, he said this. He said, bro, I don't know. I really can't tell if you're trying to help me or if you here just trying to stun on me. My man, you think I drove 400 miles outside of my way? You think I'm going to spend X amount of dollars? I spent a couple $1,000. You know what I'm saying? Like just to stun on you. It's like, yo, you're in a really dark place. And even though I love him and that's my brother with all that history, I have to separate myself from that because you couldn't even see my intentions. It's like, man, I'm here to help you. I literally just took you away from your whole situation. You told me this is the best that you felt in years. But still, it was something inside of you that said, you don't even know if I'm trying to help you, if I'm trying to stun on you. Like, nah, bro, I'm just a mirror. I'm showing you where you could be at in life. And it's making you uncomfortable. I wasn't even intending to. So y'all, when you're around your friends, when you're around your family members and you bring out all this information, you bring in all of this energy, you're not even intending to make somebody feel bad. That's just what it is. And guess what? That's not your burden to carry. You should not dim your light for anybody. You do not do the world satisfaction. You don't do your self-satisfaction by dimming your light just for others to feel comfortable. That's not it.
At all.
Let me get off my soapbox.
All right, guys, if y'all are still with us, please go ahead and put a 3 in the chat. 333. Let us know that you are still with us. This has happened to you. You feel where we coming from. 333.
33333. Let me see those threes. Let me see those threes.
All right. Come on, guys. Give us some feedback.
Okay, I see him coming through. All right, so now if you're in the thick of it, if you're actively trying to level up your life, if you're actively trying to do something different, don't feel bad about needing something different. Don't. So let's look at it like you in your car. Now, if you in the city, some of y'all is like, I'm only gonna fill my car up half a tank. You know what I'm saying? I know this is gonna last me 3 days. I know what my trip looks like, so I can just put a half a tank. But if you know that you're about to go out of town, you're gonna fill that tank up, right? So it's the same thing. Like when you're going on this trip in your life, those friends. So Kyra, when you was 19 years old, and you were going out to party or whatever, you was just in school, it's okay. That was one of those half a tank situations. I can hang with them and still do my thing. But when it was time to level up, when it was time for you to actually go into your field, you understood I can't do that. I can't be out here smoking. I can't be out here drinking with y'all like I'm really trying to have a career. So you understood it's time for you to go on that full trip. Now I need a full tank. I can't do that anymore. I have to separate myself from that. And you guys have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with separating yourself from those type of people and those type of actions. At the end of the day, what's your why? What are you doing it for? Are you doing this for your kids? Are you doing this to provide a better life for your children that you've never had and you want to be better for them? Maybe you just want to be a good example, period. I just want to show people that you can actually go higher in life. Your why is probably bigger than going to the club. And most of those clubs we used to go to, Kyra, ain't even there no more. It shows you how important that was versus now. Your degree still matters. That's a part of your journey. Your children definitely still matter. your status in the community definitely still matters. We have to be okay with that. And if anybody that is not willing to grow with you, or anybody that's not willing to understand that you have to do what you do what you have to do in order to get where you're going, they don't deserve to be in your life anyway.
Facts.
You was just part of the journey, baby. You was a speed limit sign. You was just on the way to my destination.
Right. Nothing I want to add to that. You did
You
that.
gotta add something. Come on, man. Talk to me.
No.
Talk to me. You've been thinking about your whole life.
Yeah.
It's happened to me a lot where, so when I was growing up, I always moved around a lot, right? It was just like that. My life was just like that. But I noticed that I would get friends, even though I moved around, I would still go to like some of the same schools. I would always change friends. And for a long time, I thought something was wrong with me. But every time I got friends, like I would learn something different. I would hang around different type of friends. Some of my friends were in the streets, and then I got around people that were in the church. Then it's like, like the more I experienced life, the more different type of people I was around. And that brings me to my next point. As you're leveling up in life, right? It's a step A, it's a step B, and it's a step C. Those type of situations, those people. If you always try to focus on those step A people and those step B people, like you're always going to be losing friends. You're going to be gaining friends and losing friends, gaining friends and losing friends. You'll go straight to step Z. What does that mean? If I know what I want out of my life, if you want to be a business owner, you know what you should do? Hang around some business owners. Probably.
And not only just any business owner, a business owner that is living the life that you want.
Facts. You took the words out of my mouth. A successful business owner, like, you know what? I want to see myself with this type of income. I want to see myself doing these type of things. I want to give back to the community. I want to do this. I want to host leagues. I want to go to workshops. Find those people that are already where you want to be. That way you have something you can aspire to build to, versus you getting some friends that's on a certain level and it's like, nah, I'm leveling up again. I got to get rid of them. It'll save you a lot of pain. And what's crazy is you'll get to your goals faster.
Facts.
I learned this from this guy named Monty Pendleton. He was a billionaire. He was a billionaire. When he retired, he had like 40 million, something crazy like that. This dude was that dude. If you know what window tinting is, he bought into that, and they were shutting down like the company, and he was doing so well. He wrote them as like, yo, like I'm doing fantastic. And they was like, well, you're doing fantastic. As a company, we're not. So he had the goal to actually go up to Oklahoma, I believe, and sat with the board, and he gave them a pitch, and he literally took over that whole company. He was in Texas, went up to Oklahoma. He thought he was going to have like, okay, man, I'm going to take over my state. He ended up taking over the whole country. The whole country. And later on, he was into up to like 72 companies. This is where I got that from. He was talking about hiring people in your company. Don't hire these step A and step B people. So if you want, when it comes to marketing, don't get somebody that's up and coming. And we love to do that. Like we really love to do that. We love to help out people that are brand new in the industry, or they're trying to get their chops. But at some point, if they're not growing fast enough, you're going to have to outgrow them. So what you need to do is go to one of the big dogs. Go to somebody that's well established that can actually help you get you where you need to be, versus trying to grow with you. No, I need somebody to help drag me along versus me carrying some other weight. That might sound messed up, but business, when it comes to business, ain't nothing personal. It's about your feelings. It's about the success of the company. You working with a smaller company isn't in the best interest of your company. That's some feelings or something like that. Now, if you got philanthropy wrapped up into that and you're trying to give back, all right, I'm all with that. But if you're really trying to go, you got to go to the big dogs.
All right. And I want to take it a little bit further than what Keem is talking about, is also when it comes to just your life goals, do the people that you hang with fit your life goals? If you know that you want to be a homeowner, y'all all are, like you're around a group of people, y'all all are renting right now, right? But you're the one that's like, no, I'm ready to get my own. Are they doing the same thing? They're like, yeah, girl, you know what? It is time. Come on, let's get it together. Let's all put a plan together so we can help each other get to home ownership. if y'all know that credit is the thing, are they the ones that's like, all right, we all finna jump in, we finna do this together, whether it be y'all fixing it on your own or y'all coming to a credible company like Credit Cleanse and getting it done, whatever it is. Are they that, or are they the ones that's like, you know what, sounds good, yeah girl, let's do it, let's do it, and then when it comes down to the date that y'all had planned, they all fall off. Girl, you know I had to pay so and so for doing this or whatever. And those are the type of people, yes, you love them to death, but you need to get around some like-minded individuals. We have a group, and if they honestly, the people that are the members of Credit Cleanse, if they honestly use that group, it will help encourage them, it will help keep them motivated, because all those people, whether they graduated or whether they still in a program or they done moved on to something else, because you really never graduate, because you can always, it's something else that you could be doing. But whatever level you on, guess what, when you're in there, everybody then started at step A. Some of those might be at Z, but guess what? They could all communicate with one another to help you. Like, girl, it is going to be rough. You know what? You might need to do this. I'm stuck here. I don't have nobody else to talk to. That's somebody to talk to. They understand what you're going through. They're growing as well. They might have broke apart from relationships, not saying like a boyfriend or anything like that, but just a friend, or maybe they're co-workers. They don't have anybody. They feel alone. If those people use that group, guess what? It's somebody else in that group that went through that same thing or something like it, and can help you and motivate you and keep you accountable, so that y'all all can get together and, hey, let's go up together. But if you stuck in a group, you want to be a homeowner, or you want to start a business, or whatever it is, but all of the other people are comfortable with being where they at, they comfortable with renting, or they comfortable with working 9 to 5, and that's it. If that's not where you want to be, guys, you really have to separate yourself. Otherwise, like Keem said at the beginning, y'all are either going to get them to come up here with you, or what's going to happen is it's going to drag you back down. And 9 times out of 10, if it's 4 and it's just you, guess what's going to happen? Drag you right back down. You're going to get back, and you're not even going to realize it, but you're going to be right back in the same place. I don't know about you, but it was a long time. Like when I closed out my cards, my credit was trash, because I closed out my cards not knowing you don't ever close out a card. But I closed out my cards, went from 700s to 400s. Guess what? That was what, 2-3 years before it got it back on board. And that was only because I was comfortable. I'm like, okay, well, I got my money. I can still do this. Who cares about the high interest or whatever? King came home and he on his stuff. So that, and I'm hanging around with him majority of the time. So what that tell me to do? Oh, I need to get on my stuff. If I didn't have him, I would have still been doing the same thing. So you have to do the same thing when it comes to your life. Find some people, some like-minded individuals, and it don't mean that y'all are necessarily wanting to do the exact same thing, but y'all all want to be in a better place than where y'all are at now. And that's who you need to hang around with. That's who y'all need to like grow together. But then you also need to start meeting other people out there that's already on the level that you are trying to get on. Think about it. When you are, let's see, y'all all single, everybody start getting married. If you like the one that's left or whatever, eventually what happens? You get into a relationship and you either get married or you separate yourself from them and you end up being in another where everybody's single, blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing that happens when it comes to anything you're doing in life. Hang around those type of people. If we want to get to billionaire status, do you think hanging with just people that are okay with making 5-6 figures, that's how we would get there. No. How we got to where we at, we had to go and find it. We had to go get it.
Halfway across the country, to be exact.
Yeah.
I remember when we were happy about making 1,500. Like, that was progress until we got around people that was doing 15,000 a month in their business. I'm like, man, that's 10 times as much.
Then we got there and we hanging around people that's making 20, 30, and we like
times as much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, facts. Like $1 million in a month, $1 million in a week, $1 million in a day. Like, damn. So, like, okay, yeah, that's crazy. So Dig, Kyrie, you said something and it triggered me. So how many times have some of y'all, you done told some of your friends and family members about credit clearances? Like, hey, they be giving out a lot of great information. You should pull up. I see you tagging them. I know you done share some, you might be shared a post or two. You keep it on your tongue, right? But they don't pull up, right? Well, how many times, for my people in Killeen, how many of you actually went to the seminar, then you told some of your people about it, and they should go too? How many of them showed up? That is all the proof that you need. If you feel yourself leveling up, you're going in a particular direction, and the people that you spend the most time with, the people that you invest the most energy with, they don't want to rock with you, it's time for you to get you some more people. It's time to get you another circle. They're going to pull you down. It's a lot easier for you to pull somebody down than to lift somebody up. That's just how gravity works. It is. I don't know. I feel like I'm a pretty positive person, but when I'm around certain like old acquaintances, like it's a lot easier for them to pull me down and take energy from me than it is for me to build them up. And I know I ain't nobody special. I know y'all go through it too. If you feel like you ever went through that, come on, go give me a 3 in the chat. Well, that's 4. Give me a 4 in the chat.
4.
4 in the chat. If
and
you
I want to
feel like you,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you feel like you've ever tried to pull somebody up and they ended up pulling you down, go ahead and give me a 4 in the chat. I'm gonna put my 4 in there because
I'm glad you said that, because I look at it as this. Like, think about like when you have a baby, or when we babies, right? When it's time for that baby to learn how to walk, guess what we all doing? We're like, come on, mommy, you got this. Come on, daddy. Come on. We motivating, right? So what does that baby keep trying to do? It's like, oh man, I like how they making me feel. Let me keep trying. They fall. What do? Come on, get back up. You got this. Do. All right. So they doing it. So why, when we get older, instead of doing that same thing, when somebody said, yeah, I want to get into a home, instead of them saying, all right, girl, let's go. You got this. You can do this. What do I do? Girl, you don't want to do that. Think about, you're going to have insurance. You got to pay. What if something breaks in that house? Now you're responsible for it. Like everything negative, right? So what does it usually do to a lot of people? It make it where, all right, let me just stick to renting, because now they didn't put all this stuff of the bad possibilities. Nothing was good that they said. Or you remember when so-and-so got a home, but then she caught this and whatever, and then that house got foreclosed on. You don't want that to happen to you, and you be in a bad spot and all this other stuff. What happened to that encouragement, that motivation to just get it done? If this a person you love, you care about, why aren't you doing the same thing you did when when the baby started walking or trying to start to learn to walk? Why aren't we still motivating? Why aren't we still like, girl, let's go. You got this. What changed?
You know what it is? Boosie said it on his Vlad interview. He said, man, because they're hypnotized by hate. You're hypnotized by hate. We have been geared to think, to react to negative things. And if you feel like, well, not me, Keem, I'm positive as positive can be. Okay, cool. What are you more likely to leave a review about? If you go to a restaurant and you have a wonderful experience, your waiter was very nice and very accommodating, or you found something in your food or somebody was rude to you, oh, you let them have it. You can't write that review fast enough for something negative. Or say you're on this little blue app, right? And somebody says something positive. You might like it. You might like that. But which are you going to be quicker to leave a comment about, though? Somebody saying something positive or somebody saying something negative that triggers you emotionally? Just keep it real with yourself. All right. I will leave a comment if somebody says something positive, but if somebody says something I don't like, I'm like, oh, hold on, wait a minute. First of all, you wasn't thinking about this. He's not looking at it like this. Who are you? Yo, that's we are geared to respond to negativity. And I gave that example of the news a couple weeks ago. As soon as you turn on the news, what's the first thing they're gonna talk about? The worst stuff. There's been a murder, there's been a robbery, there's been a this, there's been a that. And by the time they get to the end of the news, when they talk about the positive stuff, like you done tuned out. Like, all right, I'm going back on Facebook, talk to somebody else again.
Facts.
We have been geared to respond to negativity. We have been geared to focus on negativity. And you think about what you bring about. If you're wondering why, and I'm trying not to go too far, I'm acting like a black person right now. But if you're wondering why your life is not propelling to the place that you want it to, it's because you're thinking about negative stuff all the time. You're responding to negative things all the time. And you might feel like you're not. You might feel like, well, no, I open up doors for people. I give people the greeting of the day. Still, what do you respond to? What do you respond to? What's really your focus? Are you looking for the next positive thing that you can react to? Or are you looking for the next negative thing that you can react to? I'm just a dude on the internet. You got to keep it real with yourself at the end of the day.
Thanks. And we all have been there. Guys, we sharing with y'all stuff that we go through on the daily. But in order for us to even have leveled up to where we at, we're still another level we trying to get to. And guess what? With all of that, we had to learn to change some of our mindset on looking at some things. If you are an entrepreneur out here, a business owner, definitely know you have been tested. It's the difference between like a for sure check and you grinding it out to make ends meet in the beginning to now you are responsible for being able to provide a lifestyle for like your staff, your employees. So then it's not even about you anymore. It's about them. You got to make sure everything is running smoothly so that you're able to pay them and help better their life because they help and better your life. Like it's a lot going at. So with that being said, like y'all got to make sure it starts here. When we're talking about leveling up, it starts here way before it's going to hit your pockets, before it's going, your lifestyle is going to change in front of you. It starts here. You have to change that mindset first, or nothing else is going to happen. You're going to stay in the same place you are. Continue. How many people y'all know? Like, I'm going to say this, even when it comes to credit, right? How many people have cleansed their credit, fixed their credit before, and guess what? Right now, you're back at step one. You're back at step one. Why? Because you had somebody do that, right? But never did you change your mindset of how you looked at finances. So now all you did was get it fixed, run it back up, and now you're back in the same predicament, right? We do these lives like this. We have monthly coachings for our members because it's here first. I can cleanse your credit all day, but if I'm not educating you, showing you how it truly works, guess what? A year from later, you're going to be back in the same boat. We don't want that. We don't want you to have to keep coming through us every year because you done messed up. We want this to be something that you learn, you get educated about, you implemented it, and guess what? You passing it on to your loved ones. So now this is where you truly broke the cycle.
And even being in the program, sometimes y'all, we have the wrong mindset. I'm gonna ask a question first. It's all gonna make sense. At what point did we go from ready to leave our parents' house and be out on our own? I can't wait till I'm on my own. And remember when you got your first apartment Remember when you first got your own crib, you felt good, but when did it switch to, man, my house ain't as big as my homegirls, my house ain't as big as my homeboys. I need a house like Cardi B. I need a house like Nicki Minaj. Now I need something more. And it seems like no matter what we get, we're always looking for the next thing. Instead of being grateful for what we have and focus on where we came from, we always looking to like for the next thing, for the next thing, for the next thing. How does that even apply to credit, King? You've been in the program for 3 months, right? Instead of you focus on like, well, I'm not seeing the changes that I want to see. Like, yo, you need to be grateful and appreciative of the journey. At the end of the day, I didn't do that to your credit report. You did, right? So if you gotta wait, you gotta wait. That's just a part of the journey. You need to be grateful for it. You're like, you know what? I'm glad I may not be where I want to be. I may not be where I need to be, but I'm glad I'm not where I used to be.
Facts.
When you put that type of energy in the universe, it's like it just opens up for you. You meet all kind of wonderful people. You find yourself in these wonderful situations, and before you know it, because you actually, stopping to smell the roses, you at the end of your journey, like, dang, I got here fast. You know how like when you're walking through the park, you don't feel like doing it. You're like, oh, this walk taking forever.
Facts.
But then you have them days when you just jam into your music or whatever. You looking like, oh, it feel good out here on this spring morning. Before you know it,
you're like, let me don't do this extra lap. Yes.
Yeah. And guess what? The distance of that park didn't change. The only thing changed was her outlook, how she was viewing it. Yeah, we have to take pride. You have to be appreciative, be grateful for the journey. Like that's part of it. Honestly, like the best part is not fixing your credit. It ain't. It's the process. Because guess what? You can teach other people. You can motivate other people based on your experience. It hit different when you can tell somebody like, yo, I was there too. Like I remember how that felt. And this is what I got. This is what I had to do to get on my journey. And this is how the journey felt. You know what I'm saying? I did have those up and down times. Don't nobody want that. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want that. You think you want that. You don't. You don't.
Facts.
You don't want that instant gratification. Like you don't. You want some foreplay. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see where I'm going with this. You don't want the wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Like, no, you want foreplay. You know what I'm saying? I want to work for it a little bit. That way the reward is that much sweeter, right?
Facts.
Anticipation is what makes it so good. Like that's really what it is. I'm gonna leave y'all alone. I'm just some dude on the internet.
Yeah. Guys, we really just want y'all to really be great out here. And in order to level up, like I said, you have to start with your mindset. I could give each of y'all $100,000 today. And you would say that you can take that. You're like, oh, I'm gonna be straight. But if you don't have any type of financial sense, I'm gonna say, no, you're not gonna do the best thing for you. You're gonna go out, you're gonna, spend on whatever. You're gonna think you're doing, oh, I'm gonna use that money, I'm just gonna put that down on the house. That ain't the best thing to do either. Or I'm gonna put it in crypto, I'm gonna put it in stock. It's different, it's levels to it. But if you wait, just when it comes to credit, and I'm saying this in that sense, like if you wait while you are going through the process and you truly learning how credit works and how you can use it to level up in life. When you started with a $200 credit card and all of a sudden it goes to $25,000, guess what? You still good. You still straight because you learned how to manage that at $200. So when $25K come around, oh, now that allows me to do this, and the third. Oh, I can take money off of here and get a property. And now this can be my investment property, put somebody in it, either do an Airbnb or rent it out or sell it, fix it up and sell it and make even more. And I don't even have to use my own money anymore. Now I'm using somebody else's money, OPM, the bank's money. But if you don't know that, what did we do when we was 18 and they gave us a credit card? We ran it up. And that's why we're here now.
Speaking of money, that's why so many people that hit the lottery, End up filing bankruptcy.
Bankruptcy.
Money doesn't always solve your problems. Actually, a lot of money, a windfall of money can actually create more problems. I don't know about you, but it definitely has in my life. When I didn't know any better, like 18, 19 years old, and I'm getting $10,000, $20,000 for a bonus in the military, oh man, that created more problems. Because guess what? Now everybody hit me up all the time, and I'm stressed out. I'm ignoring my family. Like, man, look, I already know what y'all calling about. Yo, that's a shame. And you feel like, nah, man, if I got money, I can buy this and I can buy that. Like, yeah, you can. And that's only part of it, though. That's only part of it. Yeah, you can buy all of that stuff. But what happened when it runs out now? Okay, now you done created a certain lifestyle. Now you're feeling some type of way. Now you're stressed out. Now you're depressed because you can't enjoy all the finer trappings that life has to offer. Now you're stressed out because all the people that you lent money to, all those people that you helped, now that you're down again, they're not there to help you. You're feeling some type of way. Yo, you have to. It's all about the mindset. I don't care if it's business. I don't care if it's leveling up in relationships or jobs, or when it comes to money. Yo, it's all about that mindset first. It's about being around the right people, learning the right things to get prepared for that.
Facts. Guys, we've been on a soapbox today.
Real talk. Yeah, let me get it. Y'all got any questions? Anybody got any questions? If not, I'm going to go ahead and pass the collection plate on the right side. On the right side. But yes. Yeah, Credit Cleanse family, we hope that y'all found this. Like, I hope something kind of clicked for you. I hope that it, it inspired you, it motivated you, it touched you. It's like, you know what, that's real. Or maybe somebody's going through it right now and you just needed to hear it. It's like, yeah, I've been going through this. I have people in my life and I want to level up, but I feel like they're holding me back. I feel like I'm trying to hold on to both. You're trying to hold on to your goals, but you're trying to hold on to those old relationships. You about to split yourself into. You're about to split yourself into. One thing for certain, and two things for sure. Here at Credit Cleanse, Kyra and myself, we want what you want for yourself. And we actually want more for you. Those are the type of people that you need to be around.
Facts.
All right, I'm off my soapbox.
We are here. Well, guys, we definitely opening up to Q&A. So if you have any questions when it comes to personal credit, business credit, leveraging, getting funding, whatever it is, mindset, how do you do this, whatever, we're opening up. Please ask those questions while y'all have us on here. Those of you that are with us now, you do know we have a team now. So it's not always, rarely are y'all getting us as far as when it comes to coaching calls, because we have a team. So now is the time. Definitely ask any questions that you have, state any concerns that you have. You got us, so we can get those answered. And basically, it's a free mindset, or what we call it, a free coaching.
Mm-hmm. Or even if you need some, I ain't gonna say no criticism. If you need some feedback on how to handle certain situations, or how do you go about, hey, how do I handle this type of situation? How do I go about this particular relationship? Hey, look, we've been out in these streets, y'all. Just trying to tell you. Family to friends, okay?
Yes. No questions tonight. We're going to give it a little bit. But definitely, please ask those questions that you have. Don't wait. Somebody else might honestly have the same question that you have and just afraid to ask.
You want to take that?
Okay. I have a quick question. I have had my Navy Federal secured card for over a year. I got an increase from Capital One without asking. Should I ask Navy Federal? Okay, so here's the thing. With Navy Federal, their secured card, after 3 months, if you've been using it and paying it on time, and paying it down as well, not just the minimum balance, they'll increase it. Then after 6 months, what they'll do is do a review as well. And if you've been using it and paying it down, not just the minimum payment, then they will actually change that to an unsecured card, meaning that the money that you put on there, they're going to credit that back to you and change it to an unsecured and increase your credit limit. So it really goes by how you've been using it. When it comes to the secured card, it's not, you can ask, but if they haven't done it already, then that's definitely something you got to make sure you're using that card and then paying it down, not the minimum, paying it down. So how I always suggest to do this, put your bills on there that you know you have to pay regardless, right? Then what you're going to do is once you use that card to pay that bill, then you take the money that you already had set aside, because that's a bill you pay, and you pay that card down. Do this like multiple times throughout the month. Put multiple bills on there. If they see that you're only using $10 a month or $20 a month, they're not really amped to give you a credit limit increase when somebody else over there got a $500 credit limit and they using 500, but they paying that bad boy off about 2 or 3 times out of the month. They're like, oh, they using this. Let me give them. But if they see you only using $10 out of 500 or $10 out of 200, what's the reason that they should be giving you a credit limit increase? You're not even using it.
Thanks. I have a business question. Do you recommend a DBA or an LLC for a business bank account? These days, you can't even get a business bank account with the DBA. You have to get an LLC.
Facts.
When you go to set up your business bank account, they're going to ask you for your Secretary of State paperwork. They're going to ask you for your EIN. They're going to ask you for
operating agreement.
And it's one more thing, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. No, that's pretty much it. But yeah, when it comes to you cannot get a business bank account with a DBA.
Right.
Unless it's one of those little rinky-dink banks.
No, I was going to say, even if they are telling you that it's going to be a business bank account, it's tied to your social. So at the end of the day, even though it's saying that it's a bank account, like Texel to do this, is really a personal account. It's linked to your social. If you want an actual business checking or a business savings account, it has to be an LLC. If you are one of those that are going to be eventually wanting to build business credit, which I advise that day one, you should be building business credit, then you have to have an LLC. A DBA, you're doing business as, but it's still linked to your social. You want to have a separation between yourself and the business. You personally, this is you. You got your personal flex. Your personal credit is good. Whoop, whoop. When it comes to the business, let that business handle all its matters on its own. You shouldn't be linked to that at all. It should be a separation. A LLC is going to do that. If you have a DBA, all you're doing, like what people I always heard is you're doing business, but you're not truly a business. If you believe in everything of what you're doing, then it should be at minimum a LLC. Facts. You believe in what's going on. It doesn't matter that if you're in the state of Texas, it's $300 to start the LLC. If you believe in what you are doing, why wouldn't you make that an LLC? Why would you have that as a DBA? Guess what? If you get a location and it's a DBA, and yes, you'll get rental insurance or whatever for your building, whatnot. But if somebody fall and that insurance doesn't cover it, guess what? They can come after your personal assets. If you have it separated and actually have it as an LLC, now what they can come after is what that business has, but they can't touch what you personally have. Why would you put yourself at risk? And that's my take on
that. You're not taking your head off.
No.
She's very passionate about this DBA thing. Yeah, but
And
at the end
guys,
of the
we
day,
started with a DBA.
yeah, just don't. At the end of the
Don't.
day, yeah, you're doing business, but you don't have a business. You do not have a business until you actually have some type of corporation. Sadar, what are some techniques to reduce debt besides the snowball method? It's only two methods, for real, for real. You got the debt snowball and you got the debt avalanche. The avalanche is a more savvy method, and you're going to save more money when it comes to interest rates, but you're going to see more, physical results when it comes to the snowball method. You're going to pay off the small account, go to the next one, and you're going to see that momentum. It keeps you excited. But the problem is, it's not the method. It's breaking the habits, breaking those habits. Like that's the hardest thing about getting out of debt and starting to save money. If you want to expedite it, and it's all mental. If you want to expedite it, find your community of people that's doing the same thing. One, some people that are on the other side, but some people that are like going through it with you at the same time. I don't know why. Like when I was in the military, if I had to run by myself, it was kind of harder. But if I'm running with a group of people, we all together, it was just, I don't know, it was a bit easier. And it's the same thing when it comes to like credit cleanse, when it comes to whatever. It's easier to do it when you have a community, when you have that community support. When people kind of keep you focused on those like micro wins. It's like, hey man, I haven't went out to eat in like two weeks. You know what I'm saying? I used to go out like 2 times a day. Like those type of little celebrations will kind of keep you going. And yeah, you want to have a community so y'all can, have those milestones together.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you one thing to do. When it comes to your debts, when it comes to I'm gonna say with credit cards. Let me put it that way. What I do is I always advise for you to, for each of your credit cards or each of your bills, whatever it is, write them down and put the date on there that they are due. Also, on another column, put the interest. So if you know that you have a card that has a 26% interest rate and your other ones might be 10, 18, honestly, for me, I'm going to work on that 26 because me putting the minimum on that one and paying off of the other ones with the lower interest, I'm not going to see anything happening with this one because that interest rate going to keep on coming. So I want to eat at that one first and then at the other ones. But I'm saying this like when it comes to your bills, put the due date also that is due as long as with the card. If you notice the due date is during a time that is not good for you, guys, call them creditors. Call them creditors. I don't care if it's a loan. I don't care. Like, so if it's a personal loan, auto loan, it's your mortgage, it's a credit card, whatever, electricity, whatever. When you see that due date and you're like, dang, I don't never have money during this time, or my money is funny during this time, call them people and change the date so that it aligns with what you have, like your working schedule or when you get money in. That way you can try to avoid late payments because now you're able to pay it when it's due, because that's during a great time, not a time when you got to scrape up some pennies to try to pay it. So call them people. Call them. They will understand, and they will change that date.
Yeah. Most of them will. Like I was about to say that too. You'll be surprised how often they say yes. If they tell you no, you let them know, like, hey, look, I'm trying to work with y'all so I can pay you money. If I fall behind and stop paying it, it's on you. But like now, a lot of times they will work with you. Like 75, 80% of the time they'll be like, yeah, okay, look, this is what we can do. We'll try to work with you.
Facts.
The actual business won't be operational until next year. I was told I would have to pay taxes on a business that isn't operational. So we are not CPAs, and we are not giving you legal or financial advice. But if you have to pay taxes on a business that's not making money, what's 30% of zero? Not straight up. Like yes. If they're going to tax you, you didn't make any money, but they're going to tax you on the money that you didn't make. Okay, cool. You're not going to have taxes. And even if they do, which I don't know how that would work, you still have write-offs. There's people that make money. There's people that make 50,000, 100,000 and still like break even on their taxes. What you need to focus on, don't focus on, remember what we was talking about? We just focus on the negative thing first. Don't think about what you might be losing. Think about what you're gaining. If your business won't be operational until next year, this is the best time. This is when you want to build business credit.
I was just going to say that.
You don't need it. You don't need it.
You
never get money when you need it. You ever notice that? When somebody's offering you money, it's never when you need it. When you get credit cards in the mail, you're not asking for that. You don't need it. They just bringing it to you. Build that business credit. Get everything that you need now before you actually need it. That's the worst time to try to build business credit, is when you actually need it. The worst time to try to get approved for a house is today. Like, no, you should have started 6 months ago before. Like, no, I think I want to go ahead and get into a house now. Okay, start 6 months to a year beforehand, especially when it comes to business credit, because now your business bank account can age. You can get credit cards and they can age. You can work on your relationship with certain institutions. This is the time to start building. Again, when it comes to that tax situation, reach out to your tax professional.
Yes, and definitely schedule like a time with a CPA and actually talk to them. Find one that is willing to do like a free consultation or something, just so you can ask your questions, and they should be willing to answer that question. But like he said, if it's not going to be operational till next year, this is definitely the time you want to build that business credit up. Guys, when it comes to business credit, age is lovely. Yes, you can get funding while you are a startup, but the more it ages, the more you get. And it's 10 to 100 times more on the business side than your personal side. So definitely, if you got your personal together too, now you can even skip some steps when it comes to building up your business credit. But build that business credit, get that LLC, and that day one, start building that business credit. That way now, when it comes to all your expenses that you're going to need, opening up them doors is not going to hurt you. You're not going to be like, dang, this is a rough month right now, because you have your credit built up. And guess what? I want to tell y'all a little something when it comes to getting those business credit cards. A lot of times, majority of the times when it comes to business credit cards, your interest is 0% for 12 to 18 months. 0%. So imagine if you builded it now and then you had to use it for the day that you opened up to either get your flyers, get your name out there for the marketing purposes, get your supplies, get the building, whatever. You can be paying that off, but you don't have to be like, dang, I got to hurry up and pay this because this interest is about to eat me up. No, because you have 0% interest for 12 to 18 months. On top of that, now you had to use them cards or whatever, what you should be doing anyway, getting your stuff. And even if you have the money, use them credit cards. Guess what? Your money that you didn't have to really use, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the limit that's given to you. That's OPM, other people's money. It just made you more money. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. Why aren't you doing this? This is why I always tell people, you should not be using your debit card. What? No. Y'all charge me interest for using a card. What? No. I'd rather use y'all money. I'll pay it off with the money that I have. But now, guess what? I just made money on the back end, because 3 times the points, 4 times the point, 5 times the point. And this is when you have great credit cards with the great benefits behind them. So just for doing something I had to do anyway, my lights got to be on. I made $30, $40, $50, $100. Now I can use this to either pay this off. So now in actuality, the money that I used to pay off that card is even less. So if my bill was $200 and I only have to pay $150, ain't that a win? That's the power behind credit. So yes, please build that business credit up starting today.
Another thing that people don't really talk about when it comes to building business credit, a lot of the magic doesn't happen until you hit 2 years. Like that's when a lot of funding sources open up to you. That's when like banks are starting to trust you more because you're getting out of that high risk phase. So like yeah, you want to get on that ASAP. Your business technically doesn't start until you have a business bank account.
Facts.
So yeah, at least get to that step. At the very least, get to that step. Does balance transfers hurt your credit? Technically, no. They won't hurt your score unless if you move all of your balances to one card and now your utilization is too high, yeah, that'll hurt your credit.
Facts. And if it's a lot of the newer cards, like if you have the Navy Federal, like the flagship and stuff like that, for like the first year or the first 3 months, depending on the time that you get it, they'll do where it's 0% just to, do the balance transfer on there. Because some of them do have some type of interest or fee for doing a balance transfer. But if you're doing a balance transfer, let's say from your personal credit cards to your business credit cards, guys, that you just helped your utilization tremendously. On the personal side, utilization is 30% of your overall credit score. That's 165 points. When you go over 30%, it actually tanks your score. And when I mean go over 30%, I mean of your overall credit limit. Let's say that all your cards added up together is 10,000. Well, if you use 5,000 of that, guess what? That's 50%, right? Now it's tanking your score. It's doing more harm than good. But if you were able to transfer that balance over to your business side and you have a business credit card that doesn't show up on your personal side, you just help raised up your personal so that you can go get more stuff or go do whatever and it not affect you because your credit score should be good on that side. And on the business side, all they care about is you paying your bills on time. As long as you are paying your bills on time, that's when you can still get more business credit.
Big facts. I have a bunch of questions, but I need to do it over lunch. So if you know that you have a lot of business questions and you need some like one-on-one help, you should definitely book a business coaching call. It's going to be well worth it because not only are your questions going to be answered, you will get like a stylized strategy for what you're trying to do. We'll take out all the guesswork. It's like, hey, you're going to do this, then do this, then do this, then do this. Before you know it, crossing the finish line. So definitely book that call.
Facts.
All right. So do we have any more questions?
Any more questions?
If not, y'all go ahead and let them hearts fly. If y'all find this informational, educational, edutaining, please let them hearts fly. Let us know that you appreciate it. Show your love.
Yes,
like that old school Steve Harvey. See, Kyra turns me down all the time. That's tough.
What? What I do? You ain't got to showcase it like.
Well, you asked. I just want you to skip over it. She said what she said.
No, definitely book it. We got you. We got you. Sorry if I turned you down. Yes. Thank you guys. Like I said, when it comes to leveling up, it's your mindset first. Everything else is going to come after, and it is going to get easier. What's not going to get easier, though, is don't expect just because you changed your mindset that life is just going to be easy breezy when it comes to that. As you are leveling up, what's going to happen normally before that level up is something going to come crashing down, and it's like a tester to me. That's what I call it. A tester to see, are you really ready for the next level? So be looking for that. And that could be people testing you. That could just mean life in general, like just testing you. But before that level up, something is going to come in a way to try to distract you, or you're going to overcome that. And that's when the level up occurs.
All right, family. So I don't see any more questions. We appreciate the hearts. Appreciate you showing the love. Thank you for showing up, because without you, there is no us.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we love y'all. I am your bro, King.
And I'm your girl, Kyra.
And we are Credit Claims.
Yes, yes. Later.
Peace.